The first step of designing your site is picking a logo. You can either have a text logo that you can edit, an image logo that you upload, or no logo at all. We'll start with the text logo because that's usually the easiest option. Now, the text logo over here, which you need to make any corrections or adjustments to the text, you can change it there, and then click Save. The second step of designing your site is choosing the main web pages that your site will consist of. Go ahead and choose 4 pages. You always have a home page, which is the minimum, one page of the site. And then go ahead and have a about page, a blog, and a contact page. Go ahead and click Save Pages when done. And the third step of design is picking the style of your site. It's basically the colors, fonts, that sort of thing. It's not really the layout, it's just simply those colors and fonts. And so the quickest way to get started is just to pick a preset style that's shared here. Which one's click on this one, looks nice. And you'll see it applied there. And then if you'd like to customize the style, just click the button there, and you'll go in and have kind of more granular control over how the style is laid out. There's some options like layout or the navigation links that are pretty important. Then you can pick preset colors or click custom colors, and you can have full control over the colors of every aspect of your website. You can have background images. You can pick a background image for the navigation bar, which is either the top or the side, or the page body, which is the rest of the page, essentially. Or you can make them both the same. After that, we have fonts, which there's some preset combinations here that look nice for websites, that you can use that. But if you'd like to get in and customize every font, you can have more fonts than that. And there's several hundred fonts to choose from. You'll notice if you go in here, it takes a second for them to load, but they'll render an example of what the font looks like. You can try out. And then there's a few other design options, like you have a shadow for text logo, frame photos, which puts border around the photos that you can change the color of. Headlines can be underlined. Also, headlines can be to the left lined or center lined. And then you have breadcrumb links, which you can turn off or on. And right now there's just a couple styles, like a basic minimal look, and then a styled that you can choose the color for the breadcrumb links there. And also there's an option for next and previous links, which just add arrow links to the bottom of the pages to scroll through the various pages of your sites. And then if you want a border for the navigation bar, just to separate the navigation bar from the main body, set that there. And then also the button design, which is mostly for the user interface, but there's a couple things that the public site will contain as well. And you can choose some of these styles. There's also then preferences, which is a few extra options, just whether you want to see instructions on the site, if you want to start with sample images and sample text when you have a new page. Also, if you want to sell things on your site, you can leave that enabled, but if you don't plan on selling anything, just uncheck that. And then your local currency. If you happen to be in a different country, you can change that to whatever you like. And then social media buttons, which you can add Facebook and Twitter to the top or bottom of each page. Those only show up in the public version of your site, but yeah, if you'd like to get more traffic that way, you can turn those on. And when you're done, just hit Save and Update Site, and all those changes will be applied. And then it takes you to your home page, which when creating a new page, you start with the default template here, and each of these items can be dragged around however you like. Photos, if you just click, you get a couple options to either delete or replace the photo. There's a caption that's optional for each photo as well. And yeah, if you'd like to add additional parts to the page, types of content, you have the buttons up here. These plus buttons will add like a head, which is like a headline or a title. And you can choose with the drop-down menu here to have these new items either go to the top of the page or down to the bottom of the page. Which you'll see, there's a new body here. And then again, you can drag the text around. By default, you can only grab the top or bottom of the text. You can still select the text in it. It's just a limitation of these forms, which can be a little tricky sometimes to grab. And so if you're done editing text and want to play around with just the layout, I'll show you here how to do that. But just click Save to apply any changes. And then here under Page Options, you can go to Layout and check this option here to make text more draggable. Once that's applied, you'll find that the text is much simpler to drag around. But the downside, though, is then there's no way to highlight the text. You can't select it because it thinks you're trying to drag it when you try to do that. So, but if you do want to move around a lot of text, that's the easiest way to do it, is just set that option. You'll notice there in Layout, there's also options for multiple columns. So if you want to add 3 columns, just click Save, and you'll see all the content will just move to the 1 column, but then you can add it over here to each of the 3 columns, however you like. And then once you get the way you want it, again, just click Save. If you'd like to go ahead and publish it simultaneously while you save it, just click Save and Publish, and then you'll see the View button up top here, where then you can click and view the public version. So in the admin interface here, which requires the login to get to, the preview is generally pretty accurate of what the public page is going to look like. But then you do want to preview just to see, obviously, all the admin interface buttons and what have you are not going to be showing up to the public. And then if you want to make a more advanced site, you can also go back in here to Layout and add a section of pages, which allows you to make this page a section of pages that contains multiple sub-pages, if you will. So let's do a new section with 4 pages in it, and we're going to preview these as extra large blocks showing the headline of the page, the photo, and the body. And those will just be the first of those, each of those content on that page will show up like as a preview. And since we have sample text and images turned on, they show up like this. And again, you can just drag and drop these around, but then when you actually want to create the page, just click on it, and it'll take you to that page. Or then you can edit any of this text and click Save. Now if we go back to the page above, we can also change to other things. So say if you wanted this to be a photo gallery, make it large blocks, and we're only going to show the photo. So uncheck those 2, hit Save, and then we'll see, there we go, just the photo. And so if you did a large amount of these, say 16, you'd have a large grid of photos. And again, that section there of pages is all fully responsive, even the admin interface. The public site, if you click the View button again, it's going to look a little cleaner. You basically have that. And so using this technique, you can build more complicated pages. So say we want to make less pages, we only have 4, but let's do full size. When we do full size, this is a typical blog or something might have this, where you display the actual each of those pages at the full size of it. And when you're editing those pages, you can choose the cutoff point for how much is shown in that view. And then each of these pages has its own custom layout and CSS. So if we go into the layout of this, we'll make this a 2-column page. Let's save it. And then let's add some content, add an image. So then you can upload images from anywhere, Facebook, Dropbox, Instagram, whatever you like. If you're on your phone, this all works well. You can use the camera roll from an iPhone or take a photo from your device if it has a camera and immediately update the site with it. And let's go ahead and add, if you want, multiple photos at a time. Those are all going to upload and then immediately be previewed there, since we have it set for the bottom of the page. And let's go and just arrange these. And let's see, add some more text. Move over here. And it just takes a second to add some new content. But essentially with Simplpost, it is all about the content. Design is meant to just stay out of the way and make it easy for you to design. So let's see, let's publish it. Oops. And they're reviewing the public version of the site. Now, on the page above, we go back, we'll see we have that full size. So now you can make combinations doing these subpages of having 2 columns and then whip down to 1 column. So if we go to this page, we can then add a 3-column section by making this page have a layout of 3 columns, which if we go in, again to the layout, and throw together 3 columns here. Real quick, hit publish. And then again, go to the page above that this is part of, and we'll see we have 2 columns and then a 3-column layout. So you can combine these to make what other kind of layouts you'd like. And then also these pages can each have custom CSS design options. If you go into colors and backgrounds here, you can see, let's pick a background image. And we'll see, there we go, we have a background image. Now when we save this and go to the page above, you'll see that even that background image is going to show up under that section. So it allows you to easily overlay text and other photos and images with that. Now if we go back to that page, if we add a second or more background image, we can turn that into a slideshow. Just hit save. And then we'll view the public version, which you can see every few seconds. It's just going to cycle through whatever photos you added to the background there. And obviously for background images, you really have to think about the design for what's going to look good. And then again, that same design you're going to see when going back to the page above it. View the public version of the home page. It shows up there in that section, and also does the slideshow effect with multiple background images there. But again, on each page design, if you want, you can do things like change the background colors, and really put together some interesting designs quickly and easily with this interface. When you look at page options, you'll also see the color section, which by default you're having, when you went in design, the colors you set there are used for a page. But if you'd like, you can customize the color specifically for this page. Everything from the text logo to the nav links, to the headlines, the body text, the body background, links. Any of those can be customized here, and then save that as a template of colors, if you will, that can be loaded on any other page. But you also have like the HTML templates. So if you build any page, you can then save that page as a template that can be loaded then later if you want. And there's also the option, there's some default templates that we've added to give you just a starting place. But really, it's up to you to build up what are the kind of templates you would like, and then you can share them between multiple Simplpost sites that you design if you like. Yeah, and then up here we have so we've been working off that main home page the entire time, but we do have these other pages we created, which we actually need to go in and so if you can always edit the text of that page name before you create it. Once you do create it, though, it's going to be saved. And so if we see this here, we hit save, then that turns into just a link. So we hit publish, and then have that page available. The pages that are not published, of course, you're going to get a 404 error because those do not exist yet. So you want to make sure that you individually publish each page that you want to be public. And also, I'll show you real quick, when creating a new page, you do have the option to just load a template instead of using the default template. And so, like here, we have the About page with images. Click Load, and it's going to load in, a template here. That's a good place to start for the About page. It's made up of several components. You can make your own. This is just a simple 3-column layout with some sample images. There's several other templates that you can load and make as many as you like. And then anytime, if you do want to go back to the design and customize the overall look of the site, you do that, and then just click Save and Update to apply it to the site. And using these techniques, you can quickly and easily make something a little more complicated, like you would see here on the example page, which the Simplpost site itself was all made 100% in Simplpost using that interface. This one here is a nice example. And again, you'll see like this is just a page with a section of pages in full-size view. This section here, we have our top nav bar, obviously here. And this one here is a page with a background image with white text. And then this page here is just a single column with different color background. And here we have 2 columns with images, down to 2 columns, embedded video. YouTube and videos, just copy and paste the URL for a YouTube video into the body, and it'll automatically embed the video in the public version of the page. And then here's another background image with some text, and another little one. Here's a 3-column one with an orange background, and then a single column and then 2 columns. So basically just building blocks are what make up these more complicated pages. So you can just have that, or you can just have a simple page, like a contact page. Oh, whoops, that doesn't work. The contact page here, that's Simplpost. Just a form, which you can add forms easily. If you look on the help page, it'll show you really quick how the markup. You can make a custom form with as many fields as you want, quickly and easily with Simplpost. That's no problem. Another example site, just threw together really quickly, is this one at 8 and Elegant, which is also a style that can be loaded. And you see basically this is a page here with a background image that is a slideshow. There's 3 images that it's going to cycle through. And then a 3-column layout here with some text, blue background, and then a 2-column. And then we added a footer. You can customize the CSS and HTML if you like. You have that option to do whatever you want, you have full control. But there's no need to. You can make a rather nice looking site without getting into any coding at all. It's all just that drag and drop, and just realizing how the Simplpost structure works and how you need to go about building the multi-column layouts. And yeah, there's no need to worry. Everything is just automatically responsive. So it's going to look good on any device without having to worry about that. So yeah, that's the basics of what Simplpost can do. I'll look for some more videos in the near future that go into some of the details and more advanced techniques. But thanks for watching.